Hello, everyone. I think I have to stop using this device because I can't. It's echoing. Hi, everyone. You're welcome to Mysteries Consults Mastering Art of CV Writing. We'll just give it one more minute. I'm a stickler for time, so wouldn't be happy for us to keep you longer than expected. So everyone, you're welcome. I'm fine with you turning off your camera, but I like to leave my camera on so that we can, have semblance of it being very interactive. My name is Kelechi Chukwueke, and I'm part of Mysteries Consult. So today we are offering a free master class on CV writing, because we are a consulting firm, and we are there to support people developing their career individually and in terms of or organizationally. So we felt that in view of the stiffness in the employment market, that developing your CV is the first step, to progressing in whatever career choice that you would like to make. So I'll try and make it very interactive. We're looking at an hour session and would have plenty of time for question and answer. So it's 5 past. We were expecting about 26 people on the course. So I guess some people are running late, but I would ensure that the technical team are on standby to help people sign in where they do have any challenge. Is that okay? I think any other housekeeping, we're not expecting any disruption, so any other housekeeping would let you know. Right, so we'll just get into the thick of things. Can everyone see my camera? And if you want to, ask questions, you could drop something in the chat, or you could use the reaction button. So there is like a hand there. So it tells you, it just gives me a prompt to know that you want to ask a question. So is that all right? Great. So today's course is going to predominantly cover 5 areas, which is, let me try and see. Hope it's not the size, just to make sure that you can see. It's going to cover predominantly 5 sections. So we're going to look at understanding the importance of a CV, structuring your CV for maximum impact, highlighting your skills and experience as you develop your CV, polishing your CV for professionalism, and common mistakes that we should avoid when we are developing our CV. I think I'll try and make this slightly smaller so that you can see it properly. Yeah. I think that's better. Good. Now, first and foremost, we'll talk about understanding the importance of your CV. So listen, your CV is your first gateway into any organization. So therefore, it is really important. We know how the labor market is currently. It's quite stiff. It's quite competitive. We have more applicants than jobs. So you want to give your best impression, because that might be the only opportunity you have to engage with the organization. So your CV is really, really important. So what is a CV? A CV is a curriculum vitae, normally called just a CV, and it's a comprehensive document that details your professional journey and qualification. So it's your advertising a route to an employer. For example, if you're selling a product, your marketing strategy, tells you about the product. So when you're using your CV to sell yourself, and immediately we have that understanding that our CV is a selling tool. And it's very important that first impression, that 1 minute that you have, that 2 seconds, you want to give the best impression. You have to remember that there are many people applying for that same role. I can remember recently we put an advert out and it was for a temporary role. And I tell you, we had influx of CVs, but you have to find a way of sifting it. So you want to ensure that, you know, your CV tells your story. It gives a comprehensive, you know, summary of your professional journey, comprehensive summary of your qualification. So your CV also has different components to it. It gives an insight of your educational background, your work history, your skills and experience, and a snapshot of your career. So we understand that there is something called a resume and there's something called a CV. And sometimes it's interchanged and people tend to not understand what they are. They are used for the same purpose, but they are different in operation. A CV is, like I've said, is a more comprehensive document, while a resume is more of a summary about your professional background. So your CV is typically longer and it provides more detailed account of your professional background. So just looking at it further, you know, a CV will provide a comprehensive overview of your academic professional history, while a resume might just be highlighting relevant qualification for a specific job. Having said that, it's a comprehensive overview. We don't want you writing reams and reams that would be irrelevant because we've said that it's your doorway. It's a summary. It's something to get you engaging with that organization, something that would get you to be considered for an interview. It's lengthier than a resume, and it's more than 1 or 2 pages long, and it focuses on your key experience. Now, the content slightly different, like I've mentioned. Your CV would typically have had the opportunity of seeing loads and loads of CVs, and you find out that people don't make the effort. And for me, is that I think it's a waste of your time and a waste of opportunity, because sometimes those jobs, especially now with the way the labor market is, those jobs might not come, you might not have a second opportunity when they get filled. So you want to definitely put your academic credentials there in relation to the job. You know, any publication that you've had, any research that you've done, you want to focus on your experience and your skills as it relates to the job. We're going to see about customization in a minute. So now, why should I bother having a well-written CV? Why does it matter? Like I've said, it's your first impression. There's this adage we say that first impression matters. You want something that would engage the employer, something that would put you above others, bearing in mind that the market is stiff, bearing in mind that you're competing against people that are as experienced as yourself. You're not going to be there to defend yourself. How am I going to present myself in a way that I would stand out and I'll be considered for an interview? Because some people would interview very well, but they've written a rubbish CV that wouldn't get you that opportunity to interview. You might well be the best person for the job, but your first engagement and interaction with that organization is your CV. So it's crucial that it's of high quality, of high standard. Also, it would influence the employer to make a decision concerning you. A well-crafted CV can significantly influence the employer to invite you for an interview. It's a chance for you to demonstrate your value and your fit. Because, like I said, it's a product. But this product is that you're selling yourself. So you want to tell them, I'm the best product for you. Why do you think people spend so much, organizations spend so much in their marketing strategy? Because they want to sell that product to convince you that that product is the best product. For you to pick it up the shelf before you use it and know whether it's actually rubbish or whether it fits the bill. So that's how your CV is. So look at yourself that you're selling a product. And the only thing that would differentiate somebody from using that product is your CV. So a well-crafted CV is very important. It's time, it takes time. It needs dedication. It needs you to spend time. Don't just rush it. Don't leave it till the last moment. Like here in England, at least adverts are put out for at least a minimum, on the average, 2 to 4 weeks. So it gives you the opportunity. Don't leave it till the last moment. Look at it and then put in a well-crafted CV so that you would be most likely to be called for an interview. Why is a well-crafted CV or a well-written CV important? It's that you're presenting your qualifications effectively. It helps you stand out amongst other applicants in a competitive job market. Like I've said, it's a marketing document. Don't just take it to be a history of your work experience. No, you'll have your work experience there, but not just that, much more, like we'll see further. Great. So this is the second bit we've talked about now, understanding the importance of a CV. Now, structuring your CV for maximum impact. It's not enough to be well qualified. It's not enough to have all that information there. Your CV has to be structured in such a way that it engages the reader. Bearing in mind that the person that is shortlisting, the recruiting manager, is pressed for time. So they're not going to be, they're looking for some keywords. They want something that is easy to the eye, easy to read. So you have to structure your CV well. Have your contact information, let it be clear. Your phone number, your email. You'll be shocked. We've had CVs at a point that you want to consider the person, but their contact details are outdated. They can't be reached. So it has to be clear. Your name that matches your certificates, or if you have a depot, something that when you're being considered is not going to be a problem. Phone number that will be eligible and that is current. Your email, write it properly. Don't miss any word or any character. Instead, the email will bounce back. Let it be structured. So you have your contact information. You have your professional summary. It should be concise, highlighting your skills, your experience, capturing the attention of the potential employer, because that professional summary would give them an overview of your experience, whether it's relevant to the role. Then you would also have a section for your key skills relevant to the role. For example, if you're applying for a project management role, what are the skills? What are the key skills? Time management, being able to manage stakeholders. So you want to put those things in there that would attract somebody for them to be convinced that, oh, this person has the relevant skills for this role. Because they don't want to waste their time with you. Have your work experience. Within it, detail your work experience, highlighting your roles, your job title, your achievements. You're demonstrating your qualification and capability. It's not enough to have the qualification. Are you able to apply that qualification? We're going to look at that in detail. Are you able to bring that to light? Because sometimes we have so many, we just want to go back to school. And we tend to do that because we've not found something that we're not gainfully employed. We're trying to keep ourselves busy, which is really good, very good. But also, you have to bring it into context in terms of your qualification. Is it relevant? Can you demonstrate your qualification and your capability? Now, also, you want to state clearly your education and certification. So now you have your qualification and your experience. You have your education, your educational background, your school. Where did you study? What qualification did you get out of it? Is it an MSc? Is it a BSc? Is it an NVQ? Is it an IT certification? Is it Prince? Are you a Scrum Master? You need to put it in there. Then any additional qualification, especially in the West, volunteering work, also, it adds credence to you that you're giving back to the community. So it's also relevant. So now you can see that a CV would have all these add-ons, while a resume, will just give you a snapshot in terms of your qualification as it relates to the role. Now, I mentioned earlier on about tailoring your CV. So we've talked about all this, all these different sections, but it's irrelevant if it's not tailored to the job. You can't say now you've had relevant experience and you're applying for a project management role and all the skill sets that you've provided is a technical role, or vice versa. You're applying for a technical role, you've not demonstrated that you have the technical competence for that role, and you've shown that you have project management or administrative skills and experience. You must tailor your CV to the job. I can remember when I was looking for a job, and it was quite tasking, because for every role you're trying to customize your CV to align with the job description and the person specification. Here in England, we just don't have realm of a job description. You have the job description, that's the different role and task required for the job, and you have this person specification, the innate skill sets that are required to deliver on the job. So you're spending time developing your job application to suit it. And it gets frustrating, especially when you're getting rejection, that you're just using the same CV. You just want to default to that position. And I want to tell you that no, you have to tailor your CV. So if you're looking for a job family, you can have one template that you just need to tailor slightly for different job families. So a project role, an admin role, or a technical role based on your experience, then you can tailor it. Customizing your CV for each job application would significantly, I tell you, increase your chances of getting noticed by the employer. They want to understand that you've taken that time to apply for the role. They want to appreciate that you've done your homework. You've looked at the job description. You know what that job entails. You know what the person specification, is the requirements. So when you're tailoring it, you're using those key terms that would align. You're highlighting your skills that would match the job description. You're showcasing your most relevant experience that aligns with the job description to make a strong impression. You're also demonstrating your qualification, aligning your skills directly to the requirement listed in that job post. So you must take your time. And I do appreciate that it might be frustrating. You're doing 5 applications a week, 5 applications a day. I tell you, when I was looking for a job, 20 was even little. We're applying. That even when I got a job, an interview, I didn't even know what job. I didn't know, because we just applying. So it's really, really important. Any questions so far? So we have 5 sections. We've done 2. We're going to the 3rd, and I hope I'm not too fast. Any questions? None. I would carry on then. So section 3 is highlighting your skills and experience. Now, we talked about customizing your application to suit the role. How can you customize it? It's by highlighting those things. Highlighting it means, bringing it out, showcasing that professional experience. So number 1, your key competence to include. So when you're talking about your work experience, make sure that you have your job title, the companies that you've worked for, your employment dates. They want to see the span of experience, how long you've worked in that role. They want to see the key responsibilities that you undertook, which gives them a picture of your experience. For example, you're applying for a managerial role. You want to put in your job title there, ops manager, job experience, manage a team. We're delivering on so and so projects. You want to. I'm going to show you an example job description. So you want to highlight those things. Then also you want to use action verbs. And when I say action verb, for example, you say, I was responsible for, I delivered, I implemented. You have to. And one of the things that we understand here in England is there are cultural differences, especially people from BME, Black ethnic minority group. We're not very comfortable selling ourselves because we are quite conservative. But here, when, like I said, you're selling yourself is a market. So you have to drop all my team, we did. No, I did, I delivered, I was instrumental, I headed. So you must use action verbs, in trying to convey your own contribution that would make your experience stand out. Thirdly, you want to quantify your achievement. Where possible, quantify your achievement to demonstrate the impact of your work and your credibility. For example, you say, I delivered on a project that impacted our workforce and we achieved a cost saving of 0.3%. So you must quantify. So it gives them an understanding of what you've done. Then for us here in England, there's something called a personal statement, and that's where you have to use the mix of the person specification. You want to focus on your strengths and key achievement. Tailor it to the role. It should summarize key aspects of your skill related to role and what you can offer. Also, what you're looking for. For example, here, motivated HR professional with 5 years experience in employee relations, policy implementation, and supporting staff development. And now, what can I offer? I'm seeking to contribute to a value-driven organization. So you see, it's going to make you stand out. You're looking for a job, and you think that this job is somewhere that you can add value. You see, that will get an employer thinking, oh yeah, let me have a chat with this person. Let this person explain to me how they can contribute to our value-driven organization. So you're putting down a strong personal statement as well. So we've talked about highlighting our professional experience. Also, you need to highlight or emphasize your relevant skills. So identify the skills that are directly relevant to this person specification. Don't be on a role that you just see a job, and because the job title is something that you've applied before, that you don't take time to look at the job description in depth. So when you're highlighting your skills, you're highlighting those skills that you've identified in the job description that are relevant to you, that you can demonstrate that you've done that, you're comfortable doing it, and that you have the experience. Use the job description keywords. Like I told you, when they are shortlisting, especially when we have lots of applicants, there's some keywords that we are looking for. A senior management role, you want someone that is leading, you want someone that is directing. If it's an administrative role or a project officer's role, you want someone that is that is time conscious. They can manage their time, they can work autonomously. There are some key things that you're looking for. If it's an IT role, you want somebody that can deliver on certain platforms. So you must use the key job description words in incorporating, in demonstrating your skills. Like I said, in your CV, you're looking at even your voluntary role, your voluntary experience. So you're looking at also your hard skills. Hard skills are just relevant to that job. And the soft skills. Right now, management has moved from autocratic into compassionate leadership. So they want people that have embodiment of empathy. So they want people that have good interpersonal skills, that you can be part of a team. Use things like, I'm a good team player. If you're a member of the team, I work well with people. I'm collaborative. I'm very supportive. So you need to showcase your soft skills. Your hard skills are the technical skills required for the role, but your soft skills are your interpersonal skills. You see, some organizations are moved slightly just only from attributes to also attitude. So they want to see whether you have values that align with the organization. Because if someone is set in their ways, we're all adults. At a certain age, you can change people. So it's important that you showcase the right interpersonal skills, which takes us back to really having a good look at the job description. Presenting also now, we're looking at structuring our CV, so we're going into more detail. We're talking about presenting our achievements and accomplishments. How do you do that? Like I've said before, you have to quantify your success. Don't be conservative about it. No, you're selling yourself. Use metrics to quantify your achievement, making it easier for others to understand your contribution and impact. If it's a sales role, I was able to contribute and deliver sales, my budget, my target, improving profits. You must have metrics to demonstrate that. You're showcasing your contribution, highlighting specific examples of how you worked. Yes, put in examples. I did this, I did that. Then it gives credence. It showcases your unique value proposition, what you can bring to the table. And any notable achievements, if you've had awards, include them. It's your selling point. Put it in there. About your professional journey, about your capacity. Really, really important. And now, section 4 is polishing your CV for professionalism. You'll be surprised how many people don't look through their CV. You must. It's a Word document. Why won't you use a spell check? I imagine if I just came in with this presentation, we'll try and get to share this presentation with everybody, you know. And you imagine and you see lots of grammar errors. Come on, you'll be discouraged. Likewise, it's important for you to use proper grammar on your CV for professionalism and clarity. It enhances its readability. They want to read something. They don't have to bring out a dictionary. No, avoid using jargon over complex words. No, you're doing yourself injustice. Just make it simple, clear. Simplicity is key. You think you use those jargon? No, just making it bogus and preposterous. It makes it more difficult for people to believe. Talked about active word of benefit. Use active word in your writing, making it more engaging and impactful. It keeps the reader interested. Your design outline is also important. So this section here, we're talking about polishing for professionalism. I'm someone that I'm very visual, and when I look at a document and I see that it's not formatted, it just turns me off completely. If you're going to use a text size, why won't you ensure that you're using it all through your document? It's important that whatever design you're using is uniform. Make sure it's clean and you use a professional design for your formatting. Don't go and use italics all through to write your CV. Come on, it doesn't make sense. Make it appealing. Arial time romance, something just clear and catchy. Don't come put italics that they can't even read the word. No. Whatever format you're using, be consistent. Your font size, your headings, your bullet points, just make it consistent. Organize your layout with clear sections. Don't just juggle everything together. No. Now, also proofread. Like I've said, use a spell check. It's important because if you can't write your CV, who's going to hire you? They say no. You come and make loads of typo errors for them, giving them more work to do. No. When you've developed your CV, ask for feedback. That's why it's good for you to be in a network. Yeah, get someone professional, get a pair, get a friend. Seek feedback from people that can offer you, keys on improving your CV effectiveness. Ask people. And when I want to do something, I always look for somebody that's a fresh pair of eyes, someone that hasn't been involved. Why? They'll be able to see things. A fresh perspective, somebody that's not been involved or doesn't know. Because what happens is that you're writing your CV to someone that's never met you, that doesn't know you. So if somebody that knows nothing, has a read, they're able to give you very, 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 constructive feedback. So just take that time and do that. Right. Any question? Our last section before we share a CV for you to have a look. Now, common mistakes to avoid. There are many things that we see all the time in CVs. Overloading with irrelevant information. We've said fine, it's a longer document than a resume, but we don't want it to be reams and reams that you can't even, you could say something with 2 lines and you ended up putting a paragraph with 8 lines. It doesn't benefit you. The other CVs that they have to look at. Avoid irrelevant information on your CV. It just makes it full of clutter. Anything that is not beneficial to that job, don't put it in there. Make sure it's relevant. So there's the importance of relevance. Focusing on relevant experience, relevant qualification, relevant skills that would make you stand out. Align your job description to the job requirement. That's tailoring again. Very important. You have a generic template, use it, but you still have to just change it a bit you just customize it to meet that job application that you're going for. Even though you have your generic templates, but avoid relying on it too much that we become so lazy that we don't even put in a personal touch to make it, more memorable. Highlight your key skills again that will set you apart. Customizing your CV demonstrates your efforts. Listen, anytime people put out a job, they want to get the best person for the role. So, and if you can't even bother to customize your CV, they won't take you seriously. When you do customize your CV, it demonstrates that you've made an effort, that you're hardworking, you're conscientious, and that you're really, really, really interested. When you do that, align your experience, your qualification, it just shows the employer that you're a serious person and you're worth speaking to. You're worth being invited for an interview. It just gives a first impression that reflects your professionalism. Nobody wants to hire a clown or someone that is not serious or committed. So that extra effort that you've done just shows them that, wow, this applicant is professional. Let's have a chat with them. And makes you just stand out in this competitive market. So some do's and do's: use active languages, English language, for your do's, your do's, tailor your CV to match its role, and be honest and confident. I would be honest with you. Your CV is that employment document that if you get the role, they're going to expect you to provide your certificate. They're going to take reference from you. They're going to check your ID document. So please be honest. Don't lie. You don't want to get into a job and you're sacked for fraud. It just spoils your record. Don't over-exaggerate where you cannot provide evidence. So just be honest and confident in your presentation. So those are the do's. And the don'ts, I will emphasize and say it again because we do get them a lot. Using slangs or jargon. It's not a text. We are in this phase of life that everybody's texting. Nobody wants to send a proper email. When you see emails that you see them abbreviating things and slangs in emails. No, your CV is not that place for it. Don't use slangs. Don't use jargons. Don't include your photo. No way. Nobody needs your photo. Don't list every job you've had. No. You could just put that if you want, to just show that there's no gap in your employment, but don't spend time and putting reams and reams in a place whereby it's not relevant. So tips for your layouts: 1 to 2 pages, could be more. Clear professional fonts like Arial, Caliper, size 11 to 12, so it's big. Make your headings bold. So if you have your headings, your different section, your contact, your summary, professional summary, your skills, your employment history, your qualification, those are, you bolden them. Let the size, let the font be the same. Then the body, it should be the same all through. Consistent formatting. Avoid dense paragraphs. No, it's painful to the eye, especially when you have so many CVs. The first time you start, you're looking clearly. By the time you get to 60 CVs, my God, you're tired. It has to really stand out, and you need that opportunity. So this is an example of a breakdown of a CV, your contact information, your name. I've talked about that, your email address, because that's how they're going to be contacting you. Professional summary, your key skills, put that down here. Work experience, educational certification, and additional information. So any questions so far? Before we do our conclusion, I want to show you an exemplary CV. So is there any question you have? I can't just be speaking to myself, can I? Are we getting anything? Right. Okay. In conclusion, I'll just do this bit and then I'll show you a live CV and then we can go to the question and answer section. It's important. Your CV is an important document. It's a marketing tool, not just your history you're putting there and there. So understanding that importance of well-crafted CV, is essential for your career advancement and job opportunities. We talked about effective structure. It helps the employer to quickly grasp your qualification and your experiences. Highlighting your relevant skills in your CV showcases that you're suitable for the role, and polishing it just shows your professionalism. Right. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing this now, and we're just going to look at a CV document. Just bear with me. Let me pull that out. I'm not very conversant with this. Windows. Okay. Okay, can we see that? Okay. Can we see that? I don't know. I don't know why. I want to show you an exemplary CV, which okay. Okay, all right. It's not, I don't know why it's not showing very clearly, but are we okay? So, right. So this is an example of what we've been talking about. We have a few more minutes. And we've talked about the different sections of the CV. So in there, so this is the kind of role here. So this person is a HR business partner. They have partnering skills. So they put in there the kind of roles that they can do. They can do a consulting, they can do a recruitment, they can do strategic project delivery. So in here, we put objective, which is the same thing like a key summary that we've talked about. So they've talked about a strategic level position in a large dynamic organization, committed to growth through development of its people and process, a real opportunity to utilize their strong people management skills, compelled with strategic vision to make a real difference to the profitability of the organization. So like we said, you're showing your value proposition, you're telling them what you can bring to the table as well. So in there, they put in their key skills, because it's directly related to their job being a human resources role, HR development, change management, process analysis, HR projects as well. Then in here, they put in, you can see the different sections. You can see the gap. You can see the font size. You can see how they are related. All the things that we've talked about in practicality, their professional experience, how long they've been in that role, the name of the organization, and what they've done in their different roles. We talked about active words, responsible for, provided strategic direction, led and provided direction, influence leaders, mentor and coach, designed and developed, leading in health and well-being. So you must be able to demonstrate your relevance. Now we talked about achievements. So you see, led on a cultural review. And then he says in the business area, responsible for the design and implementation of intervention. Now we talked about quantifying your impact to reduce unacceptable behaviors and to improve employee engagement and well-being as adherence to the trust behavior and values. So you must quantify it. So now this is a representation of what we've talked about. So we put in here, that's another role here, change consultant, the time period. What did they do? Look at the achievements here. Okay, now it's talked about here. First one, let's look at number 2. Led the development, implementation, operationalization of cybersecurity profession. We define job description, career path. So it tells you for a setting what they've done. Another one here, develop and implement. So those active words, worked in partnership, develop and distill HR strategy, maximize the effective deployment, periodic review, providing generic HR support and advice. And when it comes to their achievements and contribution, it says here, developed, drove, and implemented a matrix reporting model. Now its impact, which involved establishing strong relationships with functional heads to gain the trust and influence them positively to buy in and support the HR change. So it's very quantitative because potentially that must have been a deliverable for them. Now, if you look at this one, I just want to show you one with the figures. Here it talks about 25% in staff overhead cost. As the lead consultant on a bank-wide organizational restructure exercise, I secured top management approval to implement my findings and recommendations on manning levels and people redistribution, redeployment, and redundancy. The outcome was a significant reduction of 25% in staff overhead cost. So you must quantify it. You must. So those are different ones. Now we talked about the section of education. You've talked about what you attained and your year. your different qualification. If you have any certification, you put them there. If you have any skills and knowledge profile in terms of infrastructure, you put them there. And your interest, your driving license. For your CV in the UK, you don't provide your reference on them. You just say excellent references available on request. Driving license, I told you that other things that you add on your CV, because some of the roles you might be required to drive. You have a clean license, no points on your license, no restrictions, and your interest. So it gives an overview of what you've done. Then this is a supporting statement where we could send you some, and help you develop some, if you want us to. So, but here it talks about what they've done and how they've done it and what they have achieved. It tells a story. So this one says, as a HR business partner, I led the HR business partnering service with 6 HR business partner units for the entire workforce. I'm able to have an excellent track record of leading a team that exceptional services to the business by working collaboratively with the business line to meet expectations. So you've said that, but then you go further into telling us, how did you do it? Anybody can write that. How did you do it? It tells us here, upon joining the organization, how you identified the failings and shortcomings. There was a disconnect. So I focused on I engaged breadth of stakeholders, to improve relationships, develop practices, develop governance, prioritize the change, training, finances, resourcing, highlighted their interdependency, further challenge, thinking. So it's telling us now how they did all those things. So it's not just enough relating it, putting it down there. Your supporting statement gives an in-depth, of how you've done it. So you can see that it takes a lot of time to write a proper CV, but it's your opportunity. You want a change in career, you want a shift in career, then you have to spend time in doing those things. Right, any questions? Come on, we can't just keep quiet. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Mohammed, you've raised your hands. Okay. I don't think I have to unmute you. I think you can unmute yourself. If you can, please. Oh, We Brand says this is Mohammed.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My question is on the CV.
Yes.
You talk about professional statement. So can the heading be written as professional statement or just the one you provide in the sample as objective is okay?
So when you're talking about professional statements, so now this is where they break down like a professional summary. Yes, you can have it there as a professional summary. You have your contact details, which we saw in that sample, and your professional summary there just gives a brief overview of what you want to do. So your professional summary for that one I showed you, they put it there as objectives. So for your professional summary, you just put it there at the top. The supporting statement is different. In England here, when you do a job application, they also ask for a supporting statement. So I don't know where you're connecting from and whether that's the requirement in your local area, but we have a supporting document that, they'll tell you in 1,000 words, tell us how your skills and experience suit the job. So that's where you have a supporting statement. But within the CV, you can put it there as professional summary. You can put it there as objective within the CV. So this is the breakdown of your CV there. Is that okay, Mohammed? Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, then. Right. So any more for any more. We Brand School, thank you for joining in. That's nice. That feedback is good. Right. So if we don't have any question, we bang on 1 hour. We can still stay on if you want to, catch up with us.
May
But
I have a
really, this is the
question?
okay. Who is that? Oh, Joy, welcome. Hello. Yes, you can go on. Carry on. Hello.
Okay. The last part of can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you.
Hello? Okay. The last part of the CV you showed us the professional statement, if I'm correct. Is it the
Yes.
same thing as the cover letter? Because I'm in
Yeah.
Nigeria and most times when you see application, you just see cover letter.
Oh, yes. In Nigeria, it's called a cover letter. So for us here, we call it a supporting statement. Yes, you could have a cover letter, but your cover letter wouldn't be as detailed as a supporting statement. Normally, the cover letter is just something to just say, I'm applying for that role. It wouldn't be as detailed as our supporting statement, but you could make it as detailed as you want it to be.
Okay, ma. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Then. Thank you. Any more for any more? So this is our first master class on CV writing. We'll be hoping to have another one in next month, and that will be the last of our free master class on CV writing. And then we'll be looking at interviewing skills. So we'll be really grateful if you could copy the link. This address here, we've put it in the chat. So we'll be very grateful if you can copy it or use the QR code and give us feedback in terms of what you think about the course, what are the areas, your career development that you're interested in, and how you think that we can support you. Mysteries Consult is a business consulting and management firm. We're based in the UK. We're also a HR consulting and training and recruitment organization. We also provide in-depth market research. Our details are on the screen, so you could contact us for one-to-one sessions in terms of supporting you writing your CV, supporting you with your supporting statements, or even interviewing skills. Or if you're part of an organization, we could come in and help you in terms of your business consulting and management, and also research. So we could come into your organization, we could support you individually, and we really like to be part of your career journey. We also have collaboration with some universities here in the UK for training opportunities. So if you go onto our website, mysteries.co.uk, we'll put the link in the chat as well. So if you could visit our website, you would be able to, come on some courses. If you're working already, it could be part of your CPD. So the link is in there. So we've put it in the chat, courses.mysteriesconsult.co.uk. Just go in there, browse. You could drop us a note and we could come back to you. So it's certified. You get a UK CPD, which is what you get from any university or any training organization here in the UK. If you want to study undergraduate as well, study online and come in here maybe for your last course, but you're getting a UK certification, Mysteries is the one for you. And why choose us and not go directly to the university is because we want to be part of your journey. We want to, we offer customized, tailored service so that we can work with you in terms of your career journey. So we have loads that we can do with you. So we'd be grateful if you could spread the word about Mysteries Consult, share our link, follow us on our social media platform, on Facebook, Mysteries Consult, Instagram, even on YouTube. We're building our YouTube channel. So we'd be very grateful if you could just join in and be part of what we're trying to do out there. So our details are on the screen. I'll be online for the next 5 minutes. If you want to stop, and contact us, that's fine. If you want to, ring us, send us an email. Email will be quite effective. Do contact us, and then we could help you with your career journey. Thank you very much for joining the session. We're bang on 1 hour. Great. Thank you very much. So I'll just be online for the next 5 minutes. And if anybody wants to chat to me, that'll be great. Thank you. Thanks, Blessing Jude. Thank you, Alison. Thank you, We Brand School. Hope Abraham. Thank you, Sister Joy. Mohammed, Obasi, Okechukwu, everyone. I see you. Just thank you very much for joining in today. I guess, Mohammed, thank you. I guess we'll be closing the meeting now. It seems everybody has left. Thank you very much, Mohammed. It was a pleasure having you on.